The pork industry's media or propaganda campaigns are really extensive, so we don't have time to cover much of it here. Uh, and our efforts will never match theirs in scope or size simply because we don't have millions of dollars to spend on it. The good news is that some of the best communication tools are social media tools, and those are free. So here, all I want to do is uh, take a look at the pork industry's social media efforts. I think that will allow us to better understand what they're up to and what we're up against, and to begin a conversation about how we can counter their message. This website is porkcares.org. And just briefly, a website or a blog gives us the space to elaborate on what are typically very short Twitter or Facebook posts. Um, Websites provide analytics, ways to better understand your audience and your message too. But we don't need to elaborate on that now. But the website becomes sort of a reference library that backs up the brief posts that you might put on Twitter, for instance. So you might say something short and provocative and then provide a link back to your blog or website that elaborates on it. Having said that, uh, I don't think that a blog or a website is a requirement for a Twitter campaign. And in my opinion, we should get started with a Twitter campaign, worry about a blog or a website later when we have more time. Anyway, so here we've got, at the top of this page, we have hashtag real pig farming, and we're going to go to their blog. I want to make sure that everybody understands this notion of hashtags, though, and what they're for in Twitter. So we're going to take a look here. A hashtag like this, real pig farming hashtag, is a way to collect or to categorize different topics within Twitter. So every post that contains this hashtag can be read together just simply by clicking on the hashtag within Twitter. So for instance, earlier I posted a test, I think. Where did it go? Here's one. Real pig farming, right? So the person who wrote this tweet included this hashtag, and by clicking on it, I can see all of the hashtags that where this, or all of the posts rather, where this hashtag was included, okay? So you can start to understand a little bit about the propaganda that's being put up by this group that's using this hashtag. For instance, so why is it important? Because people, for instance, grocery stores, consumers, news outlets, they can get an idea about what this sort of debate is all about just simply by clicking on a hashtag like this and reading the conversation. So it can be a pretty important way to communicate with our audience. So, okay, back here, we're looking now at the pig or the pork industry's social media campaign called Real Pig Farming, and they explain it here, what it is that they're trying to do with it. And I think the most interesting lines are down here, where it says they're concerned because nobody's in agriculture anymore. The general public is, it says pig farmers know that when consumers learn the facts about pork production in the U.S., they become more confident that pig farmers have always been committed to do the right thing. So what I think is interesting about it is that this social media campaign is directly aimed at consumers specifically to convince them that the pork industry is doing the right thing. In my opinion, consumers should also be who we target our message to, at least in part. So, the people who are making these posts is kind of interesting too. If we go to this article here from National Hog Farmer that talks about this media campaign, it says down here that the team of pork producers from 10 states are joining animal scientists and ag university students from across the U.S. as a part of their social forces team. So they're actually training college kids to go out and contribute to this media campaign that they're working on. I'm sure unpaid. Even worse, I think, is, well, worse or better, this website this is aimed at kids, basically, and they call them advocates, which are agricultural advocates. And they get to the kids through the 4-H and FFA, etc. And they have all of these sort of, elevator speech, an essay example, social media talking points, how to use social media, etc. So they're going quite young into the population to find people who are going to contribute to their message in the social media world. The other way, of course, that they can do it is just simply by paying people, and they have a team of full-time social media folks who do nothing but social media all day. So that they can get a lot done in an 8-hour day with, what is there, 4 of them up there. So we have to kind of work together as a group and to try to counter this. It'll take a little effort and a little organization, I think. Okay. Back to Twitter, just quickly, what I wanted to show is that if you're wondering what groups are on Twitter that are using this hashtag, who is it that's actually out there, putting posts up? As far as organizations are concerned, there's quite a lot of them. The Pork Council, National Pork Board, Pork Be Inspired, Facts About Pork, Pork Network, etc. Coalition to Support Iowa's Farmers. And they all have a lot of followers, thousands of followers. So they're really doing a good job of getting the message out, using this campaign and all of these different groups that are helping them out. Finally, I wanted to just show you that another article talking about the message, the pork industry message, different campaigns that they're running, Operation Main Street, Pig 3D, etc. But they say here, under the Real Pig Farming campaign, that Real Pig Farming is a social movement designed to create and own the conversation around modern pig farming, around the pork industry. And I think our goal has to be to make sure that they don't own this conversation, that our voice is heard too. And I hope we can start a discussion on how best to do that today. So thank you very much.